great day, students. It's Mr. Sargent here with your recap video for social studies. Today we begin our celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month by learning about the culture of Puerto Rico. Now, today we're going to be reading a book about Puerto Rico. We're going to be taking a little mini virtual field trip to Puerto Rico, as well as learning about one of its most historic citizens and one of my favorite baseball players, Roberto Clemente. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and let's learn. Now, the first place that we're going to be talking about is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. And we can actually travel there without even a passport. But what's interesting is the incredible culture, the incredible land, the geography of Puerto Rico, as well as the people that live there. So what we're going to be doing first is reading a book called Puerto Rico by Holly Sari. So let's go ahead and read it together. Puerto Rico by Holly Sari. Geography. Let's explore Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is an island in the Caribbean Sea. It's southeast of Florida and north of South America. Puerto Rico is a commonwealth of the United States. The United States rules it, but Puerto Rico has its own government. Cities. San Juan is the capital of Puerto Rico. It is the largest city on the island. Bayamón is another large city. Both are in the north. Ponce is a city in the south. It is known for its art. Land. There are many mountains on the island of Puerto Rico. There are plains too. The island has several rivers. Puerto Rico has beaches along its coastline. Plants and animals. A large part of Puerto Rico is a rainforest. Many tropical plants grow here. There are many coconut trees too. The island has many birds. The official bird is the striped-headed tanager. The southwest part of the island does not have many trees. It does not rain much there. People and work. About 4 million people live in Puerto Rico. Many of them work in tourism. Manufacturing is a large business in Puerto Rico. Factories on the island make clothes, medicine, and food. History. Christopher Columbus landed on Puerto Rico in 1493. Many native people lived on the island when he arrived. Spain ruled the island for many years. The United States took control of it on December 10th, 1898. And it says right there, Spanish and English are the official languages of Puerto Rico. Ways of life. Puerto Rico has many types of music and art. The people have many traditions. These have been shaped by Spain, the United States, Africa, and the Caribbean islands. Famous people. Singer Ricky Martin was born in Puerto Rico. He sings pop music. Roberto Clemente played in Major League Baseball. He was from Puerto Rico. Julio de Bourgeois was also a well-known poet from Puerto Rico. Famous places. Puerto Rico is known for many of its beaches. People travel year-round to visit them. Old San Juan is a popular place. It has very old buildings. They show the history of the island. And then we have the symbols. There's the Puerto Rican flag, which you're going to be doing an activity with. You have the seal, and then you have the Puerto Rican quarter. So now that we have read a little bit about Puerto Rico, let's take a virtual field trip there and see some of the sights, some of the beaches, some of the history that were mentioned in the book. wow, Puerto Rico looks amazing. I cannot wait to learn more about their culture, their history, their geography, and the people that live there. When we talk about culture, we talk about all of those things, from their entertainment to the way they dress to the language being spoken. And Puerto Rico definitely is one of those countries that we want to learn more about. And one way that I love learning about other countries is learning about their heroes. And one hero that came from Puerto Rico is a baseball player by the name of Roberto Clemente. Now, sometimes you may think, okay, he's just a sports hero. He did things with baseball, but he was more than that. His biggest heroic act was being a humanitarian. Now, a humanitarian is someone that sets aside their own needs and tries to help other people. And that's exactly what Roberto Clemente did. He led an incredible life of helping people, raising money for people in need, as well as when there's an emergency, such as an earthquake or a hurricane. He would put himself at risk to try to help people rebuild, help people survive. He was truly an incredible hero. So what I've done is, in the description below, I've created a digital copy of the story, Everybody's Hero. Now, we read this in class together to learn a little bit more about him. But for those at home, I would love for you to check that out. All you have to do is click the link and learn a little bit more about the incredible man that was Roberto Clemente. So to review today, ladies and gentlemen, we've started our Hispanic Heritage Month celebration by learning a little bit about Puerto Rico. Now, we had two activities. Activity number one, we learned about the history of Puerto Rico, and we looked at the flag. Activity number two, we learned a little bit more about Roberto Clemente, which is right here. You can find the story about Roberto Clemente in the description below. And ladies and gentlemen, keep researching, keep looking up information, keep learning about other cultures, keep learning more about the Puerto Rican culture, because it is an amazing, amazing culture. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned something today, and I cannot wait to see each and every one of you tomorrow.